I never thought my life would turn into some kind of real-life thriller. But here we are, Sarah Thompson, sitting by this old Mississippi riverbank where it all started, thinking back on how a simple family tragedy spiraled into a full-blown showdown with corruption that nearly broke me. It was a sticky summer night in our little town of Willow Creek, Louisiana, the kind where the air hangs heavy with cicadas buzzing and the river swelling from recent rains, when I finally faced down Victor Harlan, the man who'd ruined my family for his own greedy empire. He'd cornered my dad's old fishing buddies in that overgrown swamp, guns drawn, thinking he'd erased the last witnesses to his land scams. But that's when I emerged from the murky water like some ghost from the depths, crossbow in hand, and changed everything with one well-aimed shot that lit up the night like fireworks gone wrong. Growing up, Dad Tom Thompson was my whole world, this tough but gentle guy who'd teach me to hunt with his ancient crossbow along these twisting river channels, whispering lessons about patience, blending into the current, becoming part of the water instead of fighting it. We'd paddle out at dawn, mist curling around us, and he'd say things like, "Sarah, true strength ain't about forcing, it's about waiting for the right moment, reading the flow." But our peaceful life shattered in '85 when Victor Harlan, this slick real estate developer masquerading as the head of our neighborhood association, the HOA, started eyeing our riverfront land for his luxury condo schemes. Dad, being the stubborn protector he was, uncovered how Harlan was forging documents, bribing officials, and strong-arming folks out of their homes to flip the properties for millions, all under the guise of community improvement. Harlan saw Dad as a threat, someone who'd rally the neighbors against his power grab. Driven by this twisted mix of greed and ego, he'd lost his own family farm years back and vowed never to be weak again, turning that pain into a ruthless land-hoarding machine. One night, an accidental explosion ripped through our village, Dad covering our escape, but he didn't make it. Mom got me out on a hidden boat, clutching that crossbow like it was our last tie to him, and we fled to a new life in the city, but the fire in me never died. I promised myself justice, not the courtroom kind, but the kind that hits where it hurts. Years later, after enlisting in the Army, I went special ops, pushing through grueling training where guys twice my size washed out. I met Sergeant Mike Riley, this grizzled vet with scars from Desert Storm who saw something in me beyond the standard rifle drills. My shooting was okay, but with that crossbow, lethal. He'd sneak me into after-hours sessions, saying, "Kid, wars ain't won by rules, they're won by the unexpected." We modified Dad's old weapon with explosive tips, turning it into a silent killer for those swampy ops. But the real test came when I deployed to a border task force. Hunting narco smugglers. Turns out Harlan had expanded his empire, partnering with cartels for riverfront smuggling routes, betraying his own country for bigger payoffs. My team got ambushed in a setup that screamed inside job, explosions tearing through us, leaving me scarred across the face and my lieutenant paralyzed. Official report? Equipment failure. Bull. Riley helped me connect the dots back to Harlan, who'd risen to HOA kingpin with ties to dirty feds, eliminating anyone sniffing his trail just like Dad, all to protect his land-grabbing kingdom built on jealousy of folks like us who held on to what was rightfully ours. So I went undercover, playing the broken vet back in Willow Creek, working logistics for the local sheriff while secretly mapping Harlan's network. The climax hit during Operation Floodgate's sting on his river depot, but it was a trap to wipe us out. I disrupted it from the shadows, crossbow bolt hitting their ammo stash. Boom. Night turns to day, chaos everywhere. Harlan and his thug partner, Raul Dominguez, bolted to their hideout, barking orders. "That Thompson bitch is back, erase her like her old man." I infiltrated through the drainage tunnels, heart pounding, and cornered them in their war room. "You think power comes from stealing land?" I said, crossbow aimed steady. Harlan sneered. "Your dad was collateral, progress demands sacrifices." But I fired into the power grid, plunged us into dark, took down his guards silent and swift. "Sacrifices? Like the families you ruined for your ego?" He crumpled, begging, but I restrained him, evidence in hand, justice served cold, not hot. We exposed it all, indictments flying, reforms hitting the HOA system like a storm. Looking back, it changed me, showed how one person's fight against a bully's greed can ripple out, But man, was it worth the scars? What do you think ever dealt with a neighborhood tyrant twisting rules for power? Drop a comment, share your story. Let's talk about where real justice starts in our communities.